Welcome back to the Professor's Lab. I'm Professor V, and this is round two of our league tournament that happened at Die Hard Games on August 7th, 2025. If you didn't know, Die Hard League happens every Thursday featuring casual and tournament play of whatever format everyone wants. 2025 World Championship Celebration event, Thursday, August 14th at 6 p.m. August League Challenge and Satoshi Tajiri's birthday, August 28th at 6 p.m. Mega Evolution pre-releases start Saturday, September 13th at 1 p.m. September League Challenge, September 25th at 6 p.m. And League Cup, Saturday, September 27th at 12 p.m. All Central Time, all at Die Hard Games. Go see more info in this video's description and check out Pokemon's event locator for premiere and other events at the shop, such as League Challenges, League Cups, pre-releases, and more. Please hit that like button right quick. Subscribe to this channel. Ring the bell for notifications. Say what you need to say in the comments and all that good free stuff. But anyways, let's research this game. On the left, we've got Dragapult Charizard. On the right, Monkey Dory and Cynthia's Pokemon. Cynthia's Garchomp. And our player on the left started us off with Droopy in the active, Buddy Buddy Poffin to search the deck for up to two basic Pokemon with 70 HP or less to put onto the bench. Backup Droopy and Charmander established there. And they got the energy attachment as well. Fire energy to the bench Droopy. Things looking all right for our Dragapult player on the left. Let's see how our Cynthia's player on the right can do with the Monkey Dory in the active and a Buddy Buddy Poffin of their own. Anything you can do, I can do better. I'm going to search my deck for up to two basic Pokemon with 70 HP or less to put onto the bench with this Buddy Buddy Poffin item card. I'm also going to take a look at my deck and see what's in there, what might be prized to better plan my strategy as a Cynthia's Gibble and Cynthia's Roslia are found and put onto the bench with that delicious double treat there, followed by a Crispin as a supporter for turn. That supporter has you search your deck for two different basic energy cards. You accelerate one to a Pokemon in play, and then the other one goes to your hand, and it usually gets attached straight away from the hand as well. Good way to accelerate two energy into play for any deck universally. As a darkness energy is found, as well as a fighting energy with that Crispin supporter. The darkness energy accelerated with the supporter, fighting energy goes to hand, and then actually the luminous energy gets attached to the active Monkey Dory. That acts like any energy type as long as it's the only special energy attached, and it's to power up this Monkey Dory's Mind Bend attack. 60 damage, and your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused. Pretty good start for our player on the right as well, with some aggression attacking the first turn that can be attacked on. As his Droopy's upside down, it's confused right now, not knowing what the heck's going on. How can it follow up? Can we build a Dragapult EX and start attacking, or a Charizard EX and start attacking? The options are there, and we're going to see if we can unlock it with this Arven supporter here on the left. That supporter has the player search their deck for a item card and a tool card to put into their hand. Let's see what they think are the best two cards here. Rare Candy can be cherry picked out of the deck to evolve straight into that stage 2 on either of the bench, depending on what's in hand. Charizard's the easiest to get attacking with its ability, self-accelerating, and pretty aggressive attack for this early game. But the Dragapult EX will do a lot more damage across the board. But can they even get there? They're trying to put it together here, eyeing up that pink maximum belt there as the tool, and then going to grab the Buddy Buddy Poffin as the item. So maybe a little bit more setup going on here on the left side of the board. So the maximum belt, the pink A-Spec tool card goes to the hand, and then the Buddy Buddy Poffin is being played now. Search the deck for, two more basic Pokemon with 70 HP or less to put onto the bench to join the party here in this round 2 of the friendly league tournament. At the shop, as double Dreepy are found off of this Poffin here. Put onto the board, we got all four of the Dreepy out, ready to go. ready to start evolving and executing their game plan. Let's see what's next for our Dragapult player here. They've got the rare candy. I think they've got the Charizard too. So yeah, especially with the Ultra Ball they do. It looks like it was, no, that's an Arvin in hand, excuse me. But the Ultra Ball can definitely find a Charizard EX. Is that item card has you discard 2 cards from your hand to search your deck for Pokemon, Basic or Evolution to put into your hand. The Evolution Charizard EX is found with that Ultra Ball. Rare Candy allows that Charmander to evolve directly into the Charizard EX. No need for that cool Charmeleon this time with the League Hollow Rare Candy. Evolving that Charizard EX, and it's using its Infernal Rain ability. When you evolve it, you can search your deck for up to 3 basic fire energy and attach them to your Pokemon in any way you like. 2 of them get accelerated to that bench Charizard EX, powering up its Burning Darkness attack, and 1 goes to the active so it can pay retreat. Yes, a confused Pokemon can, or should I say, does have enough sense to still be able to get the heck out of there and put that big ol' darkness orange Pokemon up in the active spot to start swinging, taking out this Monkey Door, the only threat on the opponent's board currently. So that Drippy does retreat into the Charizard EX, just like we called it. Burning Darkness for 180 damage right now, KOs the opposing Monkey Dory. Rosalie on the right slides into the active spot, and play resumes there with the Cynthia's Gabite evolving on the bench now. Darkness Energy, Hollow League gets attached to the active Cynthia's Rosalia. Hopefully they can eye up a Technical Machine Evolution play this turn, and probably possible with this Arvin League Hollow. Searching the deck for an item and a tool card, Buddy Buddy Poffin and Technical Machine Evolution. Going to be the classic pools here. We'll just have to wait and see at our 1.2 times speed as they're eyeing up that combo there. Plays the Buddy Buddy Poffin, attaches the Technical Machine Evolution to the active Pokemon. Buddy Buddy Poffin finds another Gabite and another Cynthia's Rosalia, both Cynthia's Pokemon, of course, hitting the bench with those tasty treats. And now Gabite uses its ability. Cynthia's Gabite Champion's Call. Once per turn, search your deck for a Cynthia's Pokemon, reveal it, and put it in your hand. So just get all set up here. They could find another Cynthia's Gabite, which they do, and put it on the bench. And now that Technical Machine Evolution tool in the active spot gives that active Pokemon access to the evolution attack for an energy. You can choose 2 of your bench Pokemon and evolve them as your attack for turn. So we're going to maintain the 1 prize board state and evolve both the bench Cynthia's Gabite in or Gibble into Cynthia's Gabite, and stuff's about to go down next turn. But until then, our player on the left may have something to say. Best thing for them to do would be to boss up and KO a Gabite, but with 3 of them out there, it may be just a strain. So they're going to go for an Arvin now, searching the deck for an item and a tool of their own, and they're eyeing up that Technical Machine Evolution, maybe taking some lessons from that last play of just getting more set up. I probably would just attack and KO the Cynthia's Rosalia in the active spot to get on even prize cards here versus favoring setup with this giant Charizard EX in the active spot. But I guess that could just get wiped away with a Cynthia's Garchomp potentially next turn, one shot. Maybe what our players thinking as they grab the Technical Machine Evolution and Night Stretcher off of this Arvin. They attach the Technical Machine Evolution to the active and, yep, just go for the evolution attack themselves. Again, anything you can do, I can do better. Favoring setup here, evolving the bench, double bench Dracloak, getting those Recon Directive into play. And our player on the right continues their play by attaching an energy to the bench Gabite, then evolving the Cynthia's Rosalia into Cynthia's Roserade, excuse me, with the Cheer On to Glory ability attacks used by your Cynthia's Pokemon do 30 more damage to your opponent's active, of course, and that ability does stack here with that Rosalia and the active surviving. The potential's there. So we're going to see the first Champion's Call with that bench, Cynthia's Gabite there, searching the deck for Cynthia's Pokemon to put into hand. I'm sure we're going to see a lot of Cynthia's Pokemon come out here and be established. Probably all of them can be evolved now, depending on what's in hand. So they're just going to go ahead and resolve all three of them, finding three Cynthia's Pokemon there. Double Cynthia's Garchomp EX, Cynthia's Roserade as well. And yep, we're going to see something scary happen here. Not even needing an extra card in hand, just all abilities searching that deck for the crucial evolutions here. Active spot Pokemon evolving, Cynthia's Roserade. The bench, Gabite evolves into Cynthia's Garchomp. Another one times two, another one times three. The board is set up here now for our player on the right as they retreat into that Cynthia's Garchomp EX, and then play a Super Rod, playing the entire hand this turn. Super Rod item card can shuffle a couple basic energy cards and that Monkey Dory back into the deck for next turn, for future turns. There is merit to holding. Oh no, you don't have to hold it. I was going to say hold the Super Rod and not put stuff back into the deck to make your top decks better with the 0 card hand, 1 card hand of just a Super Rod, but nope, they're going to go in with this Cynthia's Garchomp EX first attack, Corkscrew Drive, 160 damage thanks to the double Roserade in play there, base 100 damage, and then you may draw cards until you have 6 in hand. Okie dokie. Things are looking all right for our player on the right, as well as on the left as they continue play there with this heavily damaged Charizard in the active spot. They're going to want to definitely build towards a Dragapult EX if they can, a backup attacker. So first, Recon Directive. Look at the top 2 cards of the deck. Keep one of them, put the other at the bottom. The Luminous Energy is found and attached to that Dreepy with the Fire Energy. Dragapult's attack will be powered up if it can get there. Rare Candy, speaking of, evolves that Dreepy into that Dragapult EX. Now the player can attack with the active Charizard or they can retreat into the bench Dragapult EX, but they should also resolve this, which it looks like they're doing now. Second Recon Directive. Looking at the top 2 again, keeping one of those cards and putting the other at the bottom. And okay, they decide to just leave the heavily damaged Charizard in the active spot and swing with it for 180 damage currently since the opponent hasn't taken any prize cards, threatening the 2-shot in this opposing Cynthia's Garchomp EX. And player on the right continues their turn, attaching an energy to the active spot, attaching that Cynthia's power weight to the active, giving the Cynthia's Pokemon it's attached to that tool card plus 70 HP. Another power weight hits the bench here on this bench, Cynthia's Garchomp. So much HP, 400 HP without any damage counters on it. What are these numbers? Let me know what you think of these high HP numbers in the comments as the active does its big attack there. Cynthia's Garchomp EX, second attack, Draconic Buster. 260 damage, discard all energy from this Pokemon, but 260 plus 60, thanks to Cynthia's Roserades, way more than enough to take the KO on that heavily damaged Charizard EX for 2 prize cards. Of course, the Dragapult EX floats into the active spot on the left and play resumes there. Now, they currently don't have the KO, which is the base 200 damage of Phantom Dive, but we did see that pink Ace-Spec card, the maximum belt, get grabbed earlier, and I don't think it's been disrupted out of the hand yet. So they at least have the KO with Phantom Dive, 200 to the active, and 66 damage counters to bench Pokemon in any way they like. But we're going to see all the options first with this first Recon Directive. Looking at the top 2, keeping a card, putting the other at the bottom. Recon Directive number 2 doing the same thing. We got an energy, luminous energy. That's pretty good. I didn't see what the first two were, the first grab, but this one is not going to grab luminous energy. Instead, that other card favoring it more. And there is a Iono. That could be pretty good this turn as the, like we call it, maximum belt gets attached to the active Dragapult EX, letting it do plus 50 damage to opposing Pokemon EX, getting it over a hump and allowing the cleanup KO on this heavily damaged Cynthia's Garchomp EX. Uh, they're debating on doing anything else, and it doesn't look like so. Okay, I don't think they've played a supporter yet, so they could have played the Iono. Both players shuffle their hands, put them at the bottom of the deck, draw cards from the top equal to their remaining prize cards, disrupting the opponent's hand. But maybe they like, bringing down the opponent's card count. I don't know how many cards they had in hand, but either way, causing some disruption and maybe even some hand reduction. But our player may just favor what they have in their hand too, is maybe why they're not playing it. So they're just going to swing with the Phantom Dive for KO on the active and spread 30-30 the damage on the bench to each Cynthia's Garchomp EX. That's just fine to do. Nice and fair and even. Our player decides to distribute the damage there as the power weighted Garchomp EX moves into the active spot, of course. Another option would have been to put all 6 damage counters on the one without or with the power weight, but I'm not even going to think about all that math and crunch all those numbers now. We'll just watch and enjoy this game. Let our players do the work. As that power weighted Garchomp's in the active spot now. The board is still nice and developed. Now we just need to play out of the hand here and keep swinging. Put another Gabite down. Cynthia's, of course, to the bench there. Taking a good look at their hand, trying to develop the best strategy to claim victory in this round 2 of the Friendly League tournament. They attach a luminous energy to the active Cynthia's Garchomp EX, slowly powering it up, its first attack at least, as the Cynthia's Spiritomb hits the bench now, filling that bench up, putting the Artisan in play, just trying to play cards out of the hand as they're probably going for that first corkscrew dive attack. And Boss's orders to keep up in the prize trade here, bringing up a cloak, also reducing the opponent's draw on their next turn, but really just wanting to keep up in the prize race here, even things out 3-3 now, as they also get to draw 6 cards with that corkscrew dive, 160 damage thanks to the 2 Roserade out, of course. And then Dragapult EX moves back into the active spot on the left and play resumes there. What can our Dragapult player do to pivot into a positive position in this game? Evolving on the bench would be nice. Maybe getting another Charmander out for a big Charizard KO in the end game. Oh, and they're actually going against that with this Ultra Ball, discarding a Charmander and a Fire Energy to search the deck for a Pokemon, basic or evolution. Gonna grab this Hawlucha to get a KO this turn. Hawlucha, of course, has the Flying Entry ability. When you bench it, you can choose 2 of your opponent's bench Pokemon and put 10 damage counters on each of them. Perfect for those 70 HP Pokemon that are just out of range of the 6 damage counters from Phantom Dive. So Hawlucha hits the bench, targeting Spiritomb and Gabite, of course, both 70 HP Mons. You could play the or the Night Stretcher, excuse me, to get that Charmander back and put it on the board, but first going to do a Recon Directive. Looking at the top 2 cards of the deck, keeping one, putting the other at the bottom. Charizard is found, so yeah, I would really like to see a Rescue Stretcher. There we go. Oh, but they're actually going to grab a Fire Energy, okay, and attach it to the bench for Cloak, getting another Dragapult EX ready to go for future turns. So favoring the tricky math, or the strategic math, should I say, of the Phantom Dive over the big one-shots of the Charizard EX and its Burning Darkness attack. Our player does, one way or another, swinging 200 damage, plus 50, 250 into the active Pokemon, and cleaning up the KO on that pinged Gabite on the bench for another prize, going on the 2 prize cards versus 3 in this end game. Our player on the right's got to get all the video dice out there, nice and big white dice, so I can count it properly, as well as you guys if you're following along and into all that sort of thing. As our player on the right, our Cynthia's player, now plays the secretest of boxes. That pink ace spec item card has the player discard 3 cards from their hand in order to search their deck for one of each trainer. So the tool card, Cynthia's Power Weight, is found, unlocked from the box, as well as this item, Night Stretcher. The supporter card, Arvin, and no stadium grab. That Artisan is still in play. I didn't even catch that last time if there was a Charmander in deck. I really wanted to see a Charmander come out, if you guys couldn't tell. I don't know if that would have been the best thing or not. I'm just kind of thinking quickly in the moment, trying to be entertaining yet strategic at the same time, but that if there was a Charmander in the bench or in the deck, that could have been grab Artisan as well. Night Stretcher could have grabbed. But anyways, that's in the past. Let's not dwell. Let's move forward to a better and brighter future as that secret box was resolved there. And now the player is actually going to use Artisan themselves to search their deck for a basic non-rule box Pokemon to put onto the bench. Monkey Dory is the target of that Artisan there. And then another Crispin being played here. And we're going to see the game here. Yeah, I think so. Let's let the player figure it out here as Crispin brings out a fighting energy from the deck as well as a darkness energy. The darkness gets accelerated to the bench Monkey Dory. The fighting gets put into the hand and attached to the active Garchomp EX. Now the Monkey Dory on the bench uses its Adrenabrain ability since it has that darkness energy attached to it. It can move 3 damage counters from one of Pokemon on their side of the board to one on the opponent's side. That Dreepy on the bench has 60 damage on it from that Monkey Dory at the beginning. It's all coming into fruition here for our player on the right. So 3 damage counters move thanks to Adrenabrain onto that baby dragon there, taking the KO on it for a prize. And then the Cynthia's Garchomp has the big Draconic Buster attack for 320 exactly, right? 260 base plus 60 is what? I'm pretty sure it's 320. Here, I'll count it. 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 320 damage, and that Dragapult EX has 320 HP. What a game we had here in this round 2. What do you think of this video and the commentary? Was there anything our players could have done differently that you guys spotted? Please leave feedback in the comments. Like this video, subscribe to this channel. Thank you for watching. Thank you to our players for letting their game be captured so we can all learn and enjoy. And I'll see you next time in the Professor's Lab.